So, next turn. Oh, we've already seen this, but again, that feline-kin, the feline-kin needs to get tank for the mercenary because artist does need the cannon fodder to keep that mercenary running. Now, Peralisc2 might have something to get rid of that mercenary, but it looks like if that mercenary keeps chugging, Peralisc2's gonna lose a lot of units. Now, his options are maybe he could get another unit out front to tank for Guardian, but no, he's going offensive. It looks like he missed the Magma Golem, but the Feline-kin is down. Oh, what's this? Petrification. Hang on, this looks like a combo. Where'd Guardian go? Okay, let's go back to that. Petrification. This is a level 2 Grimoire. He's engaging Guardian and setting its agility to 0. That leaves it open and vulnerable to the Invisible Druid and the Song Sorcerer's soul skill. Now, look at Artist's wise use of his LP loss. That activates Invisible Druid, which returns a random engaged unit to the cemetery. But the only engaged unit is Guardian. Oh, returns to the card file, not the cemetery. So Guardian's gotten returned. That's a 2 SP investment for Artist to a 4 SP loss for Peralisc2, and he's completely out of field control. Also, he doesn't have revives for that Pegasus, or if he does, it's going to die quickly. Now, this is a good choice to get field control back for Peralisc2, because he knows that if Artist can keep on hitting, Peralisc is out of LP. He has 1 LP, 1 more Elixir attack, and Peralisc2, one of the best players in Alteil, if not the best, is just losing this match. So, we need that Guardian up there, and it looks like Peralisc2 is going to have to get back some field control and clear out that mercenary, but Feline-kin is an excellent choice for Artist, and it's going to be hard to get rid of mercenary because Feline-kin is in the way. It's going to be tough. Whoa, Fire Arrow versus Criminal Edge. That's going to take out mercenary, but it also looks bad for Peralisc2 with that Fire Arrow. So, look at how much SP is going into Artist's spheres now. This is when you want to play your Grimoires. This is when you want to pound the enemy units with damage spamming Grimoires. So, Guardian is down, and that's the game, folks. So I just want to go over some key concepts with you about Alteil. In conclusion, you need to gain some SP at the beginning of the game, and that means you're going to have that advantage for the rest of the entire game because that's more SP, more units on the field for you. Another way to have that advantage is to kill the enemy units so that he has to spend 1 SP reviving. That's 1 SP he's not going to have for the rest of the game. That's a nice advantage for you if you can kill some units early on. Losing SP, not good for you. That's why sometimes it's better to play strong units rather than to rush. It all depends on your card type. Now, getting hits on your enemy's LP, that's also very important. If you see your enemy open, it's always best to Elixir attack when you can, unless it's the first soul skill you're targeting. That's because sometimes he'll have something like a Dryad Soldier or a +2 SP or a +3 SP soul skill. Now, that's another reason why you should Elixir attack is because that's 1 less unit you have to kill at the end of the game. When someone runs out of revives, they lose 1 LP. So, if someone's already lost their LP, that's 1 less unit that's going to have to run out of revives if you're playing a game of attrition at the end of the game. And also, I highly recommend that your last soul skill, the 5th one, is a 3 LP soul skill. That way you don't have to worry about this mathematics with conserving your revives and your LP. Another good thing is to have your first 3 soul skills as 1 LP, and this means that you will be able to quickly gain an in-game advantage as you trigger those first 3 soul skills. That is an SP advantage that lasts for the rest of the game. Another thing, just click the forums. See the video right now? This is a great place to ask questions if you're curious about how you should be lining up your soul skills or which units are the best to play. Sometimes it depends, like, do I play Earth Dragon if I only have one copy? What if I have two copies? It really depends. What units should you play and what units complement your strategy? So, another good thing to remember is that with those first 3 soul skills, you can either gain an early SP advantage by gaining SP, or if they're damage soul skills or damage SS, then you can really get a nice advantage by decreasing the enemy's number of revives, but also his SP. That's 1 SP he's never going to have for the rest of the game whenever he has to revive. Another thing, high agility units, always a good plus, because if you have a low agility unit and he has a high agility unit, if your low agility unit dies, he's not going to be able to get a hit in. So the low agility unit, it's a wasted SP for that turn. So you want high agility units so you can kill enemy units before they attack. And that means the other player is wasting his investments on the unit SP on the field. So that unit that has to get revived, it's not doing anything good for you on that turn. Another thing, losing LP, a good example of losing LP is the Magic Doll Defective followed by Shade. This is a perfect example of early game LP loss because you really just, the Magic Doll Defective, when it dies, it loses an LP, or if it doesn't die, you lose an LP anyways. And if you're following that up with your first soul skill as an Orphan soul skill, I apologize if I'm getting complicated, you can return either your Magic Doll or the Shade you play next turn for a bonus of 4 SP at the beginning of the game. That's 4 SP you'll have for the rest of the game, even though you are sacrificing a level 1 unit. And it's a really good opening because I just like to have SP. So, that was it. Momentum. If you have a lot of SP at your opening, you're going to have some nice momentum, be able to get a lot of field control at the beginning of the game, and that's going to really hurt the other player's field control because you're doing a lot of damage. He's not doing much damage, so he's going to have more upkeep to revive his units because you're able to kill them faster than he can kill yours. That's what I call momentum in a game. And finally, protect your damage dealers with weak low-level units.